I normally have chamomile tea in the evening. So I'm going to grab something else and save this for later. Plugged in. Okay, to use the timer to delay baking.
Is this in German?
Because it takes, how long does it take? 4 hours?
Oh, this makes
4 hours.
and bakes it? Holy shit.
Let's see, 4 hours from now is 7 p.m. Yeah, I don't want to do it now. Okay, so if the present time is 9 p.m. and you want the bread to be finished at 6:30, you set the timer to the difference between the two times. So right now it's 7 p.m. and I want it to be done at 6 a.m. So that's 11 hours, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Okay, it's wire operated.
set the time you want the bread to be completed. Okay.
Nadia.
Okay, 11 hours. And then I press start. Okay. Okay, so it knows it's on the timer. And then it's supposed to start. It says, even when using the timer, the kneading will begin as soon as start pad is pressed. This is not a malfunction. Okay, so in theory, in 11 hours at 6 a.m., it will be done baking. Because when the timer gets down to, I think it said, baking begins.
When the time is at approximately 50 minutes.
When the time is at approximately 50 minutes.
Wait,
So it should be doing the kneading now. At some point, it'll do a rise function, but it will start actually baking at approximately 5:10 in the morning.
So we'll just have bread here being made without us even bothering.
I'm very excited. During a power outage. I need to read that because the power flashed earlier. So it is 9:06 p.m. and I have things to talk about. I have done a bunch of progress on my sock, so I can show that first. I think the last time I actually showed this was here, maybe. And so last night I knit all the way to here plus the heel like the heel flat portion of it. And then I started working back in the round for maybe 2 rounds. And then the rest of this was all today. So as you can see now, the striping pattern maybe starts to make a little bit more sense for how I'm using the contrast color. Maybe. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with how it's turning out. I love these 2 colors together. This one was Teal Torch Knits in their Flock Fiberfest color, Flock Around and Find Out from this year. And then this is the Hex on the Beach colorway that was the Summer Halloween collection from Super Glow Fiber, and it's got tweed neps in it. So that is coming along really well. This is the reverse Fleagle heel pattern from Abby of What I Knit, and then the rest of this is just my like sort of self-drafted situation. But yeah, so I'm doing this as the Follow La Fleagle knit along, which runs, I think it started December 1st and it goes through the end of January. So it's like a 2-month casual knit along where you can knit any socks that you want, any pattern. You just have to use the reverse Fleagle heel. So there's that. I have the Advent to open for today. I got a new gadget for the kitchen, which is it's like a small loaf Panasonic bread maker. It's kind of old. I bought it from Facebook Marketplace from, I don't remember what her name was. Some name of person, and the guy who actually was there, I guess she was making dinner, and he was like, well, I'm the one who used the bread maker more, so he's the one who kind of showed me about it, and his name was Tom. So I got a bread maker from someone named Tom. Yeah, so let me open my yarn guide. So today is the 15th, Vlogmas day 15, December 15th. Ooh, that is really pretty. We're not really in, are we still in blues? Is this a blue? Maybe this counts as blue. I think it feels like we're going back to red. I don't know. It's a very multicolored variegation, but all really kind of toned down and muted. I think that I can use this in the blanket. This is from Utah, from the Backcountry Knitter in the colorway Desert Rainbow. And this one is an 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. It's really pretty. It is a lot of colors, but because they're so kind of toned down and muted, I might be able to use it in the blanket. I think that I will probably crochet a square of just this color before I fully decide. And I don't know that it will be actually like color 15 because I'm kind of messing things around a bit, but I think that I will probably use this in the first blanket. I'm making the Imagination Quilt by Meemaw Makes, and I'm sort of using this Advent, which is all leftovers from Nitty Natty's 50 States Hexi blanket. I won this as like a prize from a giveaway, and so it's 25 mini skein leftovers from her blanket project, and it's kind of sort of arranged in like color order, but not all the colors have really fit my vision of what I want to do for the blanket. So some of them I'm not using in the blanket, and some of them I am. So yeah, that was today's Advent. And then one more thing is I forgot to show, or I maybe just didn't decide to show what I got from Nick for our anniversary. He gave me this cookbook, which is something that I wanted. Maybe he said it wasn't on my wish list. He didn't buy it from my wish list, but I would have wanted it anyways because I love Stardew Valley. And I looked through, and it's not every recipe in the game, but it is very fish heavy, kind of like a lot of fish dishes, which sort of makes sense because the setting of the game is like a seaside town. Like Pelican Town is like right on the sea, so it makes sense. And there's a lot of fish-based dishes in the game, but also the recipe developer for the book is a person who is based out of Seattle, Washington, or grew up in Seattle, Washington, and people in Seattle eat a lot of fish. So it kind of tracks that that it would be sort of fish heavy, including your classic baked fish. I really like the recipes look kind of like recipe cards, and so it's got like the from the kitchen of, and then this one is the Queen of Sauce, and a lot of them are the Queen of Sauce, but not all of them. Like this eggplant parmesan recipe is from Lewis, but it's got a lot of really pretty pictures, and it seems like a really cool cookbook. Nick said that I should, what's that movie called? Julie and Julia? He said I should Julia and Julie or whatever, the cookbook in which I make all of the recipes and blog about them, which is the plot of that movie, because it's somebody named Julie. Her name is Julie, and she follows the Julia Child cookbook and blogs about it. It's a good movie. I like it. Anyways, and it was driving me nuts because I thought also that I had the Sims cookbook. By the way, this is an official cookbook. It does have like the stamp of approval from Concerned Ape, the game developer. Anyway, I thought that I also had the Sims cookbook, which is an unofficial Sims cookbook, but let's be real, the general Sims fandom community has like embraced it as an official cookbook. Anyway, I thought I had it, but I could not find it. It was not where I had put my birthday gifts, and it was not in my cookbook cabinet. So I just was like, I know that I got this. What happened to it? Anyway, it's on a different bookshelf in the living room, or it was. But I got this for my birthday from my mother-in-law. And I feel like these are like a pair. Obviously right now, The Sims, maybe not obviously, if you don't play The Sims or you're not familiar with The Sims and the EA situations, it's probably not obvious. But right now, there's a lot of contention and things going on with The Sims, and I personally would not support promoting or buying more Sims content at this time. But this came out way before that, and it's an unofficial thing, so it mostly just benefits like the producers of the book, because it is an independent publication and is not authorized, sponsored, or otherwise approved by EA. So all that to say, this also has a bunch of recipes from in the game. It's not as cutesy of a layout as the Stardew Valley cookbook, but it does have like some little blurbs about the history of the recipe in the game and or just fun information, and the pictures are also really pretty. That's maybe not the best one. I think all of them do have pictures. Hang on. No, not all of them have pictures. What? How do you have not all of them have pictures? Anyway, it also has some really basic recipes like the caprese salad. And this splits it up into like food categories, so like desserts, what is this? Sides, entrees, etc. Whereas the Stardew Valley cookbook is a little bit unconventional, and it splits it into seasons because the game is based off of like seasons. And in theory, the way that they've organized the book is kind of like real life, in that the majority of the ingredients will be also seasonal ingredients. So you'd be more likely to be able to get fresh seasonal ingredients if you cook the recipes from the season that you are currently in. But you don't have to. And I think that they said somewhere that each category, or each category, season, whatever, they have an arrangement of different, so like entrees and sides and appetizers and desserts, etc. So each section has a dessert. Whatever. They also have carp surprise, which is another recipe in the game, obviously, but there's a lot of fish recipes. Oh, here's what carp surprise looks like. I think the biggest thing holding me back from doing is it Julia and Julie, or Julie and Julia? Which one's first?
I think Julie sounds right.
Julie, the character, and Julia, the famous person.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I think the biggest thing holding me back from doing the Julie and Julia situation in any form is the fact that I don't want to make that much fish, because I don't eat fish. And that's really the biggest one. Anyways, yeah, so that was a really cute gift. And he also gave me, he found these really cute bookmarks that all look like the kind of like interface of the game. A lost book is an actual, like, this is an actual like item thing in the game, and then it's got this kind of more made up situation, and it's, I don't know, it's really cute. It says, "Gasp, you got this for me. Wow, this is the best birthday gift ever." And a bookmark is not a real thing in the game that you could gift, but it's like in the tone of this character, Haley. And then there's all the rest of them are the same, but they have the type of message that you might get from the character listed. So that's Sebastian. He says, "I really love this. How do you know? How did you know?" And that might be actual like quotes that they say in the game, but not about the actual, like, there's no bookmark item in the game. This is Abigail says, "Whoa, where did you find this? The workmanship is fascinating." And Alex says, "Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Thanks for the birthday gift." But like, again, you can't give bookmarks in the game. But those, I think that is probably actual stuff that those characters probably say in the game. And then the last part of my gift, which only arrived today, and so he had to give it to me late, is this like decal that I can put on my car. He said it's supposed to be weatherproof, so I might put it on my car. I don't have stickers on my car, and it makes me a little bit scared to put a sticker on my car. But I have another bumper sticker somewhere that I bought that has sheep on it that I think I showed on a podcast episode. And so I might put these both on my car. Isn't that so cute? Okay. I think show and tell time is over. I am going to edit this vlog tonight still. And yep. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.